Giant pandas. In this article, we delve into the fascinating world of the beloved black and white giants of nature, the giant pandas. Our focus falls primarily on two special members of this species: Damao, the robust adult male, and Shun, the graceful adult female. They have not only become international celebrities but are also crucial characters in a tale that has sparked conversation about conservation and international collaboration. Giant pandas, scientifically known as Ailuropoda melanoleuca, are instantly recognizable by their striking black and white markings. The large patches around their eyes and ears, their black limbs, and a white body make them stand out in the animal kingdom. Despite their size and classification as carnivores, these peaceful animals predominantly dine on bamboo, making them unique among bears. Originating from the high mountain forests in western China, the world's panda population is an emblem of the battle against extinction. These creatures, while facing numerous threats from habitat loss and low birth rates, symbolize the importance of the worldwide commitment to preserving and reviving the world's endangered species. Damao and Shun, our two protagonist pandas, were chosen for a special journey from their native land of China to the Calgary Zoo in Canada. This venture, beginning 2 years ago, was a part of an international effort for research, conservation, and raising awareness about these extraordinary creatures. Their journey opens up a deeper dialogue about the global efforts needed to ensure the survival and well-being of species like the giant panda. So, let's embark on this journey together, as we explore the unique lifestyle of giant pandas, their struggles and triumphs in the wild and in captivity, and the role we, as an international community, play in their story. As we unravel the tale of Damao and Shun, we hope to provide a broader understanding of these majestic creatures and their significance in our world. One cannot discuss giant pandas without mentioning their unconventional lifestyle and unique dietary habits. Giant pandas, despite their classification as carnivores, have evolved to consume almost exclusively bamboo. This lifestyle choice sets them apart not only within the bear family but also amongst all mammals. Bamboo constitutes about 99% of a giant panda's diet. Fascinatingly, this voracious consumption of bamboo leads to a hefty intake of about 84 to 88 pounds, 38 to 40 kilograms, daily for an adult panda, which is, in the case of our furry friends, Shun and Damao. They tirelessly munch on bamboo sticks for up to 14 hours a day, with the activity accounting for nearly all of their waking hours. Aside from their distinctive dietary habits, the physical features of giant pandas are equally interesting. Males, like Damao, can reach lengths of up to 6 feet, 1.8 meters, and weigh around 350 pounds, 160 kilograms, while females are usually smaller. This size is impressive when you consider that their diet consists mainly of a low-calorie plant. However, life as a giant panda is not merely about gorging on bamboo and resting. In the wild, they are solitary creatures, living alone in their territories except when mating. Unlike other bear species, they do not hibernate during winter, so most of their energy is expended in their quest for bamboo and other necessary survival activities. This leads us to an unusual quirk of the giant panda, their unique digestive system. Despite their heavy reliance on bamboo, pandas surprisingly have a rather poor ability to digest it. Only about 17% of the bamboo they eat is digested. This discrepancy stems from the fact that pandas, like their carnivorous bear cousins, do not possess a gut microflora suited for plant digestion. Intriguingly, studies show that pandas were not always so bamboo-centric. They were omnivorous in the past, consuming a wide variety of plants, and it was only around 4,000 to 6,000 years ago that they shifted to an almost exclusive bamboo diet. The reasons for this drastic dietary shift are still a matter of speculation and remain one of the many mysteries that surround these black and white giants. To sum up, the life of a giant panda is as unique as the animals themselves. From their robust bamboo diet to their solitary lifestyle and distinctive digestion, every aspect of their existence adds to the intrigue that surrounds these gentle giants. As we continue our exploration into their world, we will delve deeper into the challenges they face, both in their natural habitats and in the unique situations they encounter when in captivity. As captivating as giant pandas are, they are currently faced with the grim reality of being an endangered species. Their status as such has called for concerted efforts globally to ensure their survival and propagation, with some unique challenges coming to light in the process. Currently, it's estimated that approximately 2,000 giant pandas live in the wild. These beautiful creatures are endemic to China, specifically the western high mountain forests. The ongoing efforts to protect and increase their numbers are more critical than ever, especially given the threats they face from habitat loss and low birth rates. One of the primary reasons for the endangerment of giant pandas is the rapid destruction of their natural habitats due to deforestation and urbanization. This has led to a significant reduction in the size of areas they can roam freely and access their primary food source, bamboo. Consequently, their populations are often isolated, further threatening the genetic diversity necessary for the species' healthy propagation. The low birth rate among pandas is another significant concern. In the wild, female pandas may only produce one cub every 2 years. This infrequency is attributed in part to pandas' unique breeding habits. Females experience a small fertility window each year, only lasting 2 to 3 days. This limited timeframe, coupled with the panda's solitary nature, makes successful mating in the wild quite challenging. To counter these challenges, special breeding programs operate in China, which have successfully bred over 350 pandas in captivity. However, this seemingly effective solution presents its own set of challenges. One of the main issues is that pandas bred in captivity often have difficulty surviving when released into the wild. This difficulty arises from their inability to acquire necessary survival skills while in a controlled environment. Moreover, captive-bred pandas face additional complications. In some instances, males and females have trouble mating at the right time due to the female's extremely short fertility window. Also, the bamboo diet and inefficient digestive system may play a role in pandas' breeding difficulties, as some scientists speculate these factors could contribute to their low fertility rates. In an attempt to overcome these issues, artificial insemination is often used in captive breeding programs. This was the case with Er Shun, who gave birth to twins Jia Pan Pan and Jia Yiyu while staying at the Toronto Zoo, demonstrating one way that humans are aiding in the survival of the species. While the charming allure of giant pandas has endeared them to people worldwide, these captivating creatures present a unique set of challenges when it comes to breeding. A combination of unique biological traits and difficulties adjusting to artificial environments has made the task of increasing their population quite arduous. One fascinating characteristic of giant pandas is their unusual breeding habits. Female pandas have a very brief fertility window, which lasts for only 2 to 3 days each year. The exact timing of this brief period can vary, adding an additional layer of complexity to the process. During this short time, several complex hormonal changes occurred that allowed the female to conceive. This intricacy in their reproductive cycle is quite different from most other mammals, where the fertility window is often more extended and more predictable. In the wild, this short fertility window is less of a problem because pandas can find and mate with multiple partners during this period. However, in captivity, where mate choices are limited, and timing must be managed with precision, these unique breeding habits can become a major obstacle. Even when pandas mate successfully, the species' low birth rate further complicates population growth. In the wild, a female panda may only produce one cub every 2 years. When we consider the fact that pandas do not usually give birth to more than 1 or 2 cubs at a time, it's clear why boosting their population numbers can be a slow process. These challenges are significantly magnified in captive environments. In zoos and breeding centers, pandas often show little interest in mating. This apathy has led researchers to take alternative steps, such as showing panda porn or explicit mating videos to pandas, or using Viagra to stimulate the animals, with varying levels of success. Despite these efforts, mating in captivity remains a significant challenge. When natural breeding efforts do not result in pregnancy, artificial insemination is often used. While this technique bypasses the need for mating, it still requires precise timing to coincide with the female's fertility window and doesn't always result in a successful pregnancy. Furthermore, artificial insemination is a highly technical process requiring skilled veterinarians and specialized equipment, which may not be readily available in all breeding centers. The difficulties in breeding pandas are not just about getting pandas to mate or conceive. Once a cub is born, there are further complications. Baby pandas are born incredibly small and helpless and require intensive care to survive their first few months. In the wild, the mother panda provides this care. But in captivity, human caregivers often step in to ensure the cub's survival, adding another layer of complexity to the breeding process. In summary, the unusual breeding habits of giant pandas, combined with the additional difficulties of breeding in captivity, present significant challenges to conservation efforts. However, the continuous research and innovations in this area provide hope for the future of these captivating creatures. Their story is a stark reminder of the delicate balance of nature and the intricacies involved in preserving our planet's biodiversity. There's a unique international phenomenon where China's black and white treasures, the giant pandas, play a crucial role. This phenomenon is popularly known as panda diplomacy. This chapter will shed light on this strategic maneuver and assess the economic impact of housing pandas in zoos around the globe. The concept of panda diplomacy dates back to the Tang dynasty, when Empress Wu Zetian sent a pair of pandas to the Japanese emperor as a token of peace and goodwill. However, the modern interpretation of panda diplomacy is slightly different. In today's world, China's strategy of lending pandas to other countries serves a dual purpose. It not only strengthens diplomatic relationships but also aids in conserving this endangered species. At a basic level, panda diplomacy works like this. China loans a pair of pandas to foreign zoos for a set period, usually about 10 years. The recipient country pays a significant annual fee, which China earmarks for panda conservation projects. Any offspring produced by the pair during this loan period are considered China's property and must be returned to the country. One such instance of panda diplomacy is the case of De Mao and Er Shun, the pandas sent to the Toronto Zoo in 2013. They stayed in Canada for a decade, during which time Er Shun gave birth to 2 cubs, Jia Pan Pan and Jia Yu, both of whom were returned to China. Now, let's consider the economic impact of these charismatic creatures on the zoos that house them. There's a saying that pandas equal profits, and indeed, pandas are often the star attraction of any zoo lucky enough to host them. Visitors are magnetically drawn to their enclosures, resulting in a substantial increase in ticket sales. Often, these revenues significantly exceed the costs of the pandas' upkeep and the fees paid to China, resulting in substantial profits for the zoos. However, caring for pandas is not a cheap affair. A significant portion of a zoo's budget is allocated to their care, including sourcing bamboo, their primary diet, providing medical care, and maintaining their elaborate enclosures. During the pandemic, travel restrictions made sourcing bamboo a challenging task, escalating the costs of panda care. Moreover, a portion of the revenues generated by the pandas must be invested back into conservation efforts. Zoos typically use part of the money they earn from increased visitor numbers to fund research and conservation projects focused on pandas and their habitats. The story of Damao and Er Shun, the 2 giant pandas from China, is an engaging narrative that portrays the journey of these majestic creatures from their homeland to Canadian soil. This chapter delves into their captivating expedition, their time at Toronto Zoo, and their eventual relocation to Calgary Zoo. Back in 2013, the city of Toronto, Canada's largest city, had the unique honor of welcoming 2 special guests from China, Damao, an adult male panda, and Er Shun, an adult female panda. Their arrival was a part of a 10-year agreement between China and Canada, a classic example of panda diplomacy. This agreement was meant to foster closer ties between the 2 nations and raise awareness of panda conservation issues. During their time in Toronto Zoo, the pandas were given exceptional care, and they quickly became the stars of the zoo. Their black and white fur, their unique eating habits, and their relaxed demeanor fascinated zoo visitors. The pandas were not just an attraction but also a symbol of international cooperation and conservation efforts. A significant event took place while Damao and Er Shun resided at the Toronto Zoo. Er Shun, the female panda, gave birth to 2 adorable cubs, a male called Jia Pan Pan and a female named Jia Yu. This birth was a significant achievement for the zoo, as breeding pandas in captivity is notoriously difficult. Interestingly, these cubs were not the result of a natural pregnancy. Er Shun was artificially inseminated, which is a common practice in panda breeding to increase the chances of successful pregnancy. As per China's panda agreements, any cubs born to pandas at zoos are considered to belong to China. Once the cubs no longer need their mother, they are required to be sent back to China. Accordingly, Jia Pan Pan and Jia Yu were returned to China at the beginning of 2020. In 2018, the whole panda family, including the cubs, had a change of scenery. They moved from Toronto Zoo to Calgary Zoo, marking a new chapter in their Canadian adventure. The Calgary Zoo, located in the heart of Alberta, offered a new environment and experiences for the pandas. However, this move was not without challenges. The Calgary Zoo had to ensure that the pandas' dietary needs were adequately met, despite the difficulties in procuring fresh bamboo due to the pandemic-induced travel restrictions. Despite these challenges, the Calgary Zoo did its utmost to provide an optimal habitat for Damao and Er Shun. In essence, the journey of Damao and Er Shun, from their arrival in Toronto to their relocation to Calgary, is a testament to international cooperation, conservation efforts, and the complexities of caring for these unique creatures outside their natural habitat. The birth of Jia Pan Pan and Jia Yu Yu added an extra layer of significance to this journey, highlighting the importance and the challenges of breeding pandas in captivity. The unexpected advent of the COVID-19 pandemic disrupted many aspects of our lives. For the Calgary Zoo, it posed a unique and significant challenge, feeding their star residents, Damao and Er Shun, the giant pandas. Giant pandas have a unique diet that is almost entirely made up of bamboo. Each day, a fully grown adult panda consumes an astounding 40 kilograms of this plant. Calgary Zoo, much like other zoos around the world that house pandas, was tasked with ensuring a regular supply of fresh bamboo, the pandas' primary source of nutrition. However, the COVID-19 pandemic turned this routine task into a considerable challenge. Bamboo is not native to Canada, meaning the zoo had to import it regularly. Before the pandemic, the Calgary Zoo was managing this logistical challenge smoothly. However, the pandemic introduced new and unforeseen difficulties in this process. Transportation restrictions, owing to measures designed to contain the spread of the virus, made it increasingly difficult for the zoo to acquire the necessary bamboo supply. The situation was further complicated by the increased costs of sourcing and transporting the bamboo amid the pandemic. The Calgary Zoo found themselves relying on 2 American zoos for weekly bamboo shipments to feed Damao and Er Shun. Faced with these challenges, the zoo had to make a tough decision for the well-being of the pandas. After much consideration, zoo officials announced that they would be returning Damao and Er Shun to China earlier than initially planned. This difficult decision was driven by the primary goal of ensuring the health and happiness of the pandas. In November, the Calgary Zoo announced that Damao and Er Shun had left Canada on a specially chartered aircraft. The pandas were provided with 100 kilograms of bamboo each for their journey back home, along with some apples, pears, and cookies to supplement their in-flight meals. The officials bid a heartfelt farewell to the pandas, who had been cherished members of the Calgary Zoo family for 2 years. The return of Damao and Er Shun to China due to the pandemic underscores the far-reaching impacts of this global health crisis. Not only has it affected human lives and economies, but it has also influenced wildlife and conservation efforts, as exemplified by the panda's journey. In summary, the journey of Damao and Er Shun highlights the global nature of wildlife conservation efforts and the complexities they entail. The unexpected hurdle brought by the COVID-19 pandemic serves as a stark reminder that these efforts are vulnerable to global disruptions, necessitating adaptable and flexible approaches to wildlife care and conservation. As the COVID-19 pandemic continued to challenge the world in unprecedented ways, the Calgary Zoo made the difficult decision to bid farewell to its 2-star residents, Damao and Er Shun. Their departure marked the end of a chapter that had brought joy, intrigue, and learning to many Canadians over the years. On November 27, Calgary Zoo officials announced that the beloved pair had left Canada aboard a specially chartered aircraft, destined for their native China. Their departure was meticulously planned and carried out with the utmost care. Each of the pandas was given a generous supply of 100 kilograms of bamboo to consume during their journey, alongside supplementary treats of apples, pears, and cookies. The details of their in-flight meals serve as a reminder of the extensive care and consideration given to these animals' welfare and happiness. While the journey was carefully orchestrated to ensure the pandas' comfort, it was not without emotional weight for the Calgary Zoo staff and the Canadian public who had grown fond of these unique animals. The departure of De Mao and Herr Shun represented the end of an era, as the pair had become somewhat of a Canadian sensation during their stay. During their time in Canada, De Mao and Herr Shun had a profound impact on both the public and the zoo. Their presence fostered a greater interest in wildlife conservation, particularly for their species, which is classified as endangered. Visitors to the zoo not only had the opportunity to witness these majestic creatures up close but were also educated on the conservation efforts required to support their survival. The pandas served as ambassadors of their species, facilitating a greater understanding and appreciation of the unique challenges faced by giant pandas. Moreover, the pandas' stay in Canada also resulted in an increased visitor count for the zoos they inhabited. Their charm and charisma made them an incredibly popular attraction, drawing crowds and boosting visitor numbers. Their presence brought joy to many, as both children and adults alike marveled at the opportunity to observe these rare and fascinating animals. As the Mao and Herr Shun make their journey back to China, they leave behind a legacy of increased awareness and appreciation for wildlife conservation in Canada. Their time in the country has served as a poignant reminder of the interconnectedness of global wildlife conservation efforts, a lesson that remains relevant in their absence. As we close this narrative on the captivating journey of De Mao and Herr Shun, it is important to reflect on the broader implications and significance of their story. Their journey from China to Canada and back again has not only left an indelible mark on the hearts of Canadians, but it also provides a window into the complicated, yet crucial world of wildlife conservation, specifically for giant pandas. The journey of these two giant pandas to Calgary Zoo resulted in widespread awareness and public interest in the plight of this species. Their residence in Canada stimulated dialogue, elicited empathy, and made a powerful statement about the urgent need to protect and preserve these magnificent creatures from the brink of extinction. Moreover, their presence, particularly the birth of the cubs, Jia Pan Pan and Jia Yu, generated much-needed funds for research and conservation efforts through increased visitor numbers at the zoos. The story of De Mao and Herr Shun is a testament to the role that zoos play in educating the public and fostering an appreciation for wildlife, encouraging human engagement in conservation. It demonstrates how zoos can function as a bridge between humans and the natural world, nurturing a sense of responsibility for the protection of the environment and its creatures. In terms of the future outlook for giant pandas, the challenges are still formidable. Currently, there are approximately 2,000 giant pandas living in the wild, classified as an endangered species. This number is significantly impacted by threats such as habitat loss due to human activities and climate change. Meanwhile, the breeding and survival of pandas in captivity continue to pose significant challenges. Yet, despite these hurdles, there are glimmers of hope. China's commitment to panda diplomacy and its extensive panda conservation program offer reasons to remain optimistic. The increasing success of captive breeding and release programs, although still fraught with challenges, gives a hint at a possible positive trajectory for these animals. Moreover, the heightened awareness and improved attitudes towards wildlife conservation inspired by pandas like De Mao and Herr Shun suggest a growing global readiness to participate in conservation efforts. This global conservation mindset, coupled with continued scientific research and practical efforts, can potentially lead to a more promising future for these emblematic creatures. In conclusion, the story of Damao and Er Shun, much like the tale of the giant panda species, is one of resilience and survival. It is a narrative that underscores the importance of global cooperation, scientific exploration, and public engagement in safeguarding the natural world. As we move forward, it is essential to remember the lessons learned from their journey and to apply these insights to future conservation efforts. Let their stories serve as an enduring reminder of our shared responsibility to protect the wild and its inhabitants, ensuring that future generations also have the opportunity to appreciate the wonder and beauty of creatures like the giant panda.